I'm gonna show y'all my studio. First of all, I'd like to let you know a little bit about me. I go by the name of D-Lo, and the name of my production is Broham Records, and I'm a producer, a musician slash producer, and I do everything except I don't rap. I'll rap a little bit, but I'm not really into rap. I'm really a jazz musician, and the type of instruments I play is bass is my #1 instrument, and I play a little guitar, and I mess around with keyboards a little bit, and I don't sing. Like I said, I'm a jazz musician. 45 years old here in Big D, Dallas, Texas, dirty South, and I'm gonna let y'all know what kind of equipment I use to get the kind of sound I get. You know, it's a very frugal studio setup that it took me several years to come up on, and it's all about the digital world. You know, as long as you can make your stuff digital, make your music in the digital domain, you all good, and you can press it to a CD. You know what I'm saying? Because the digital world is the shiznit, if I say so myself. But you know, it's all about your recorder, what you're recording on, and what kind of effects and stuff you got up in it or whatever. If you got one standalone recorder that do everything, like record, you can, you know, and it's got effects up in it, and you can burn it to the CD. That's all good. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's digital. You know what I'm saying? Tape machines, I think they done had their heyday, even though they do give a warmer sound. But now they got digital recorders now that reproduce all that, you know what I'm saying, or computer programs that reproduce all that. So it's really, if you really mess around with tape machines, you really in the Stone Age. You really need to go to, you know, digital. So my equipment, which I will show you on the next video clip, consists of my recorder it does everything. It's best to get a box that don't do everything when you want to put together a inexpensive home studio. My recorder is a Boss BR864. It has 8 tracks and 64 virtual tracks, which, you know, unlimited bouncing and all this. Hence, just according to how big your memory card is. It's got all the effects up in it: vocal effects, guitar effects, bass effects, you know, reverbs and compressors and stuff. It's a pretty good machine for what I'm doing. You know, you know, if you ain't got that much money, it's best to go with something like this. You know what I'm saying? And it came out back in, I'll say, 2003, 2004. I bought mine in 2004. I have that, which is my flagship. You know, I do everything on it. It even is USB compatible. You can go from it, transfer files back and forth via your USB computer. You know what I'm saying, through the computer and everything. You can drop beats on it. You know, from discs, from sampling discs or whatever. You know what I'm saying. You can really actually do it almost anything with it. It's good to have a standalone machine that can do all that. And I told you I'm a bass player. It's got pretty good bass effects up in it. Got some pretty good guitar effects up in it. You know, Boss is known for their effects. You know what I'm saying? As far as guitar and bass effects, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I went with Boss. You know? And plus the sound quality is pristine. You know, 16-bit. You know, recording. Plus you can bounce, and it has a mastering suite up in it. You know, so it was pretty good for what I paid for it. I think I paid $395, something like that for it back in 04, 03, 04, something like that, which was a good price. You know, when you're broke, ain't got no money, and you set up a little ghetto studio, You know, you go with the cheapest, the best quality, but the cheapest price range. You know what I'm saying? And you got to spend, if you ain't got no money and you try to put that together a studio, if you ain't gonna go with the Stone Age tape machines, which they still out there, you need to go and get you something digital. You know, this will introduce you to the digital world. You know what I'm saying? You learn how to master that, the Boss 864 or anything digital, and you know, they work basically the same. The ones, those big 16, 24, 32 hard disk recorders and stuff with all the effects up in it work the same way, but they have more, a little bit more extensive effects, and you can get up in there and tweak stuff, you know, a little bit better. But you can do the same thing with this BR864 right here that I got. You can get up in there and make CD quality, Blue Book quality CDs up out of this, and it has a jack in the back where you can go right into a CD burner. So it'd be still in digital form, transferring it out of this into your CD burner, which I have. That's another thing you need to, at least you can get your ideas on CD. Is you need a CD burner. If it's not up in your computer, a standalone CD burner like I have a Tascam CD RW750, and I bought it brand new. Bought the Boss BR864 brand new. The CD burner is by itself, rack mount, cost me $5 back in the day. This was like in 2004, 2005 rather. It was 2005 when I bought it. And you need to get your ideas off the machine and onto CD. Either, but you can do it through your computer. You can come out of the BR864 into your computer and go up in, you know, and go up in there and burn it, or you can do it with a standalone CD burner, which is how I do it. And I have a computer, I have a laptop, I got a compact Armada E500. It's an old laptop, and I'm running Windows XP on it, and I have Nero music burning software up in it, which is I can burn CDs or make, you know, get data off this and all this here. But my my laptop is so old that it don't even have a CD burner on it, so I don't even mess with that. And the music program that I have on my laptop is I got Sonar 4. Came out in 90, in the 80s, 90s. It came out in 2005. I bought it in 2005. Now it's Sonar 6 now. That's out. It's 2007. So I have Sonar music software, Sonar 6, 5, 4 in my computer. And in this computer over here, this old Dell, I got some Cakewalk. I got Cakewalk Music Creator off in it. And I mess with it. It's a pretty good music program. You know, it's something to learn the basics on how to work the Sonar 6. You know what I'm saying? The Sonar 4. Same basic, you know, setup and everything, but the Sonar 4 is a little bit more complicated. And on this computer down here, I got Ableton software, mixing software on it. I got that. I got 3 different softwares I'm running, but I really don't use none of them. I just use my standalone recorder. So on the next video clip, I'm going to show you my music, my equipment, and give you a little view of all what I got. Okay? See you on the next run, YouTube viewers. Hope you enjoyed this clip. Hello, YouTube viewers. This is Jeffrey Bard coming back at you, and I'm gonna show you my equipment. Take a ride with me. This is my workspace, and here I got everything in this little corner here. First of all, I like to start. I'm gonna go from right to left. That's my Dell computer that I have the Cakewalk music creator on right there, and this is my bass. It's a Ibanez GI, is it G10 sound gear? Yep, that's where I'll be putting the funky grooves down with. Right there, the funky bass grooves, you know, that bottom line. It's all about that bottom line to me. I'm a bass player to my heart. And behind that, we have my little monitors. Got one monitor right here, and I got another one over on the left side to get all the little nuances I need to make a perfect mix. Okay, moving on to my little desktop area is where's my laptop, my compact Armada E500 running Sonar 4 on it. And like I said, I don't even use it. I don't use the Sonar. I just play with it a little bit, but I am gonna get off in depth with it once I get a better computer. And up top we have right here, can you believe it? 8-track tape player. Right there. That thing been in the family for years, and it still works. You gotta put a piece of paper in the side of it though, but it still works. You know what I'm saying? For all you old school old heads out there, 45 and up, or 39 and up, that know anything about an 8-track tape player. Now this right here is my flagship, my BR-864. Let me pull that plastic off there. I keep that little plastic on there to keep it from getting scratched up. This is my BR-864 8-track digital studio. That's what I do all my music with right here. I do everything. I mean, I mix with it. You know, effects and everything. I plug everything into it. My guitar, my bass, microphone. Then I have my USB cards coming out of it going into my laptop. Then that's what I do all my stuff with. It's a pretty nice machine, and I ain't had no problems with it. Still, still a learning curve I got to go through to really get off in there and break stuff down. But I've created several CDs with it, original CDs. Okay, going on from that is my Lexmark color printer copier, and that's hooked up to my computer. And below it, that's my Tascam CDR-W750, another one of my flagship pieces of my little Ghetto studio, and wouldn't be a studio without it. Couldn't burn no CDs without it. And below that, it's a Sony hell, I don't know what kind it is. Shit, it's on there somewhere. My Sony cassette deck. It's a TC, let me see, TCWE475 cassette deck. And it's alright for cassettes, you know, if you still mess with cassettes. It's good to have one in your studio, so you can see how your stuff sounds. Burn it off of your machine here and burn it on a cassette. See how warm it sounds. And this is my Squire, Fender Squire. That's where I'll be laying my little guitar riffs down with. Pretty good little guitar. It's inexpensive. If you got a studio, it's good to have a guitar and bass up in your studio, no matter what you do. If you rap, sing, or whatever, it's good to have a guitar and bass, because you never can tell who may come over and you don't know how to play one, and you might want to use them on one track. Okay, this is one of my little old cheap. It's a Studio 49 controller, keyboard controller, which I use with my Cakewalk software. And this is an M Audio key Station 49 that I use with my Sonar software to access all the little keyboards, you know, soft synths that's up in the software. And this is an old, at least it's MMT8 multi-track MIDI recorder, which I don't even use because I don't even have a module. I don't have a standalone module that I can let it control. But once I get a module, I will be using it. I bought it at a pawn shop just to have it, just to get it, so when I do get a module, I have something to record my my little pianos and keys worked on. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I was gonna get a module, and they had it for like dirt cheap. And I said I better go ahead and get it now. And so when I get my module, like Sound Canvas or something like that module, or MoFat, you know, module, I'll have a MIDI recorder that I can plug it right into and record everything I do. Then I can come out of that and go into this over here, and it'll be all linked, all MIDI wise. And you see my little 8 tracks right there. I got some more, and that's just a few out that I listen to. And the first one on the top is Jeff Beck, Blow by Blow. Hell of a English guitar player, man. I know y'all probably heard of him. If you haven't, you heard of him right now. And that's my other monitor right there. And what I'm coming out of, I'm really coming out of a stereo system right now. That's the inexpensive I get when I'm working on a amp. So, and some amp and some real monitors, so I can, you know, really hear my stuff pristine and stuff. But that's what I got right now. I got what I use what I got. Understands me? Yeah. And that's my little that's my workspace. Got San Andreas on the wall over there. One of my favorite games to play when I'm not playing music, producing music. And that's about it. Let me show you the room. Okay, that's the little seating area right here, which also functions as a sleeping area for me. I crash in here all the time. There's my little pillows and stuff over there and everything. I crash right here and listen to my mixes, and I can hear it. And when I can hear it in my sleep, I know I'm really working all the way on my music, what I'm doing. Maybe I can hear something when I'm asleep, when I'm playing my stuff that I didn't hear consciously when I was actually working on it, then I can tweak it a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? And here's my big screen TV and everything. Ooh, that's one of my camera sits right there. And that's my home studio right there, and I hope y'all enjoyed this clip. Showing you around my little old ghetto studio and things, you know, let you know what's happening, what's really popping up here. Down in D-Town, Dirt South, Dallas, Texas. I showed you my equipment, let you know you really don't have to have that much money to have a pretty decent digital studio in your own crib, in your own house, you know. And I showed you the ins and outs, what you need and everything, you know. If digital is not your cup of tea, you know, You still can go with a tape-based machine. They still sell them. I was just up at Guitar Center, and they still selling them like hotcakes up there. You know, digital. Tape-based recording machines up there. And but if you really want to get a step up to the new millennium, you need to go and get you a digital recorder, standalone digital recorder that do everything, to have everything up in it, or get you some pretty good software, which it runs you anywhere from from $50 to $100 to $300 to $500 $600 software that you can run through your computer. They'll record your stuff, and you can edit and tweak and all that good stuff. But right now, I'm gonna show you a little bit of how I'll be putting together the music up in here. I do it by myself. I do everything myself. I play all the instruments myself. I do all the sampling, all that, all the musician work, and I do all that myself. Let you know where I'm coming from. Down here in D-Town. As you can see, I am a bass player, but I also play guitar. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show you a little bit of how I put together the music. My own stuff. I'm working by myself. Because really, any of y'all out there familiar with living in the ghetto, you can't have too many people off in your crib or let a whole bunch of people know what you got, or they will come in there and get you. I've been got before. That's why I do all my stuff myself, and if I find a rapper or something, I usually, my machine, my recorder it's portable. I slap it in a case and take it over to him with a mic, and I already have the tracks laid on it, and so go over where he at or wherever they or she or whoever be. I can record them, come back, mix it down, bring them a CD. I don't have too many people up in my crib. People that live in the ghetto know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm in the ghetto over here, and right smack dab in the middle of the ghetto. Okay, so you can't have too many people in your studio, because they will come and get you. I've been got. Back in, I think that was 1986. I worked with this dude. I thought he was a pretty good dude and everything, you know what I'm saying? He said he played bass, and he played a hell of a bass. He played bass like a mug, you know what I'm saying? I let the dude up in my crib, man. He came up in there, showed me a few pointers. That's when I was, real in the beginning stages of bass playing. I was pretty good, but I wasn't as good as him. I was just picking up some pointers from him. So, to reward himself, he caught me slipping. He took my bass up out of there, man. Dude stole my bass, man. That hurt me to my heart. And from that day on, I've been skeptical on who I have up in my studio. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he could use it better than I could. And I guess every dog has his day. You can't do dirt and like that and get away with it. I'm welcoming him up in my crib, up in my studio, and he gonna steal from me. That's all right. I'm pretty sure he got what was coming to him. I was out of a bass, and the bass wasn't even mine. I was borrowing it from a friend of mine named Rizzo. He had his own rehearsal studio about 2 blocks down the street, and I was borrowing it from him. And you know how I felt. Had to tell him that the bass you let me borrow, a dude stole it. You know what I'm saying? And he knew the dude too. Me, that dude that stole my bass, and Rizzo, my homeboy that I borrowed the bass from, we all worked up on the same job, and he knew him, the dude. You know what I'm saying? After the dude got my bass, he didn't come back to work. He didn't do nothing. He didn't come get his check. I was waiting on it, but so all that's water on the bridge. So I guess he used it better than I could, and it didn't do nothing but make me a better bass player from picking up his pointers, and it made me more aware of my surroundings and who I deal with. That's why mostly I do most of my stuff myself. I do everything myself. I record, write, produce myself. You know what I'm saying? Unless I really get this phenomenal singer like I worked with back in '05. I had this phenomenal singer named Victoria. I worked with her, and she was cool. You know, she was a lawyer, so you know she wasn't gonna, you know, get me. I had her up in the studio, and another phenomenal singer named Kimberly. And she was very good at what she do, and I had her in the studio, and we cut a couple of songs, and it was all good. But if you got a ghetto studio, you know who you're bringing up in there. If you're bringing somebody up in there, you know, they'll get you. Okay. Enough of that. Let me get on this bass. Okay. Now, on my recorder is some pre-recorded drum beats on there, which is, and they're all right to practice with, you know what I'm saying? But you really, if you want to incorporate them in your song, you got to really get up in there and tweak them and make them break down and stuff like you would want them to, you know what I'm saying? But it's also a drum machine on there where you can put your own beats up in there, which I really don't use. Okay, most of my beats I get them off of sampling CDs, and I just loop them. And I got another little trick that I can't divulge to you because it's kind of, I mean, it's some good beats, and I don't want everybody to have my beats. That's why I don't. If you hear some of my stuff, you'll know where the beats come from. But that's between you and me. Okay, but I'm not going to divulge where I get them from. It's very common everyday item around the house that I get my beats up off of. Something you use every day or whatever, and you got to know how to get the right software to put them on your stuff, and it's perfectly legal. But let me put a beat in here and just show you what I do a little bit. See, I don't like the beat. The beat is whack. It sounds kind of cheesy, but it's alright if you want to practice. I can't, you know, really get with that because it don't sound real. Understand me? But gonna get back off into the bass and stuff playing. I'm just letting you know I can, you know, mess around with this thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show you in later videos. If y'all come back and visit me right here at Jeffrey Boy, YouTube, you can also see what I do. Talk to you later. I'll get back with you. And I'll holler at y'all in a minute. Peace. Hello again, YouTube viewers. This is Jeffrey Boy. Got my guitar out. Let you know I can hit this thing a little bit. You know, D-Town style, you know, Dirty South style. You know what I'm saying? Give a listen. Hold on. I knew when I get on camera, I act like I can't play. Sound like I can't play, but I got an audience. But now, that's enough of that shit. More bass playing. Do it something like that. Hello YouTube, this is Jeffrey Boy back at you again, hollering at you again, letting you know what's going down with Ghetto Studio, my Ghetto Studio, and I hope you liked it in the last segment, which showed you my little put together equipment to make some digital music up in your own crib and stuff. I hope you got some pointers on that and everything. But really, I would like to tell y'all that it don't make no difference what you got or how you use it. It's all about your talent. So really what I'm saying is, you need, if you are aspiring musician, artist, singer or whatever, you need to practice up on learning an instrument. If your voice is your instrument, you need to develop it. If you play guitar, bass, keyboards, drums, horns or whatever, you need to know your little old skill and stuff, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna tell you this, honestly, I cannot read a note of music. I can't read music. That's right. And got my own studio, and I play 3 different instruments. I've been blessed with a good ear. I got a good ear for music. I've been blessed with that, and I'm using that, the Lord's work that He put on me, the best way I can. And a lot of people say, well, D, why don't you learn how to write music, learn music, how to read music? And all I said, you know what I tell them? I tell them, look here, God gave me a gift, and I don't want to mess it up. Then you got some people saying, well, it won't mess it up, it'll enhance it to where you can, excel in it. I'm happy with what I got, you know what I'm saying? And I think God did good work on letting me, instilling in me that I got a little musical talent, okay? May not sound like it to most of you, some of you people out there, but well, that's God's work working through me, and I'm gonna use that on what I do, be it bass or guitar, keyboards, whatever. And you will hear that through my music, which I will be putting on film for y'all to see how I come up on my works. And that's right, I cannot read 1 inch of music. I just know how to tune my guitars, which I have tuners. As long as everything is in tune, with my tuner, I got this tuner, a GT3 tuner by Korg. Then I got a tuner on my recorder. It keeps everything in tune and everything, you know what I'm saying? And as long as I'm in tune, and I'm, you know, I think I'm doing pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm gonna just let this flow through me before I learn how to, see, I haven't developed yet, you know, into what I'm gonna be or whatever I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna let God work flow through me and let people hear what God putting through me before I start learning, you know, the technicals, ins and outs, and you know, all the notes and all this here, the theories and stuff. But I already got that. God already put that on me, you know, and this is just a second nature, if you will. But like I said, it ain't about what you got. It's about your talent and what you know how to play, you know how to do. You can just be a producer. You know how to turn knobs and stuff. You cannot. I mean, you could be not know how to play not read one note of music and know how to tweak knobs and make stuff sound good. That's your producing skills. You know what I'm saying? You can be a producer. You can get the same equipment I got and have other people come get on it, and you tweak the knobs and make them sound good, and you produced it. You know, you the producer. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the technical skills, I got that too. I got that God given. You know, I know how to make my stuff sound good. You know what I'm saying? CD quality. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm letting God work through me with what He blessed me with. Okay, He blessed me with these instruments, these nice little instruments that I got, enough to let people know what I can do. I mean, that's good. A lot of people ain't got that, you know. And it took me a while to get this here, because it's hard. It's hard out there for a pimp. Nah, I ain't pimping or nothing like that, but it's just hard out there when you coming up out of the ghetto and you ain't got really a pot to piss in and a back window to throw it out of. You know what I'm saying? It's just basic stuff you need to make a come up. You know what I'm saying? So I hope some people out there on YouTube see this and get some ideas from me. I hope some people that got something that want to help or bring a brother up, you know, that's musically inclined, and you know, just my heart is all into music. See me, hook me on with the staff. Let's do this, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't asked for no handout. I'm gonna try to do it myself first, right here in Broham Studios, right here. You know, Broham Records. I'm gonna try to do it right here. Then put my stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm gonna do it. But you know, it ain't what you got. It's how you use it. You know, this might be. I see all those nice studios y'all have on YouTube and everything. You know, y'all y'all got some nice stuff. Y'all got some nice equipment. But I'm scratching the meager surface with this what I got, and it sounds just as good as y'all's. You know what I'm saying? And my CDs will prove that, because I got technical skills along with musical skills that I can put both of them together and make this stuff right here sound like you've been in the best studio in the land. Okay? With the equipment that I got. It's all about your recorder, for one. First, you got to know how to play your instrument. Several instruments to be good, like me. Then you got to know how to make it sound good, what to come through to make it sound good. Like my BR-864 here, with all the tweaking and stuff, just tweaking stuff up in there. You know, the mastering suite, the reverbs, the flanges, and the EQs, and just all that up in there that you can tweak, make it sound good. Then it doesn't hurt to have a little talent too on top of all that, like I said. You know what I'm saying? But it don't make no difference if you got a tape-based machine. I use tape, 4-track recording tape machines for the longest. before I came up on this, and was sounding CD quality. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like CD back in the day. So it ain't about what you got, it's how you use what you got. And you got to use what you got to get what you want. I know y'all heard that before. You know what I'm saying? That's another ghetto-ism that come about the ghetto that it latch on to you, and you try to do that. You know what I'm saying? But this your boy Jeffrey, boy, hollering at you one more time again. Then I'm gonna show y'all how I do my work here in the studio. I'm gonna put a song together right here live for y'all right here on YouTube. So y'all stay tuned in, turned on, and tripped out. Cause I'm right here for you. D-Town, D-Lo, Brohound Records. I'm up out here.